is Friday, June 16th, 2023, here with your live show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. No excuses, just free picks. We just keep showing up. Chris, how's it going today?
It's going well, another Friday, another baseball card. But hey, I'm really liking today's card. Maybe it's a little bit of a scary home considering it's not always a great thing when I love the baseball card. Probably put in about 10, 12 premiums today. But hey, you know what? It just means there's a lot of money to be made on the board today.
Rod, how about you?
Definitely feeling good. Nice day. I 1-1 yesterday. Hit my big play. And the White Sox choked their way late against the Dodgers. But definitely had their chances to win that one. But when you give up a grand slam to tie it up, yikes. And then I thought we were going to get really pounded when Lopez entered the game. I was like, oh, here comes Lopez.
He's actually been a lot better since the first part of the
season. He got a lot better. Yeah, he's
been a lot better since the first part of the season. Yep. We bash the guys when they suck, and we give credit where credit is due. I mean, that's what we do.
Definitely,
I think like I look at like all these things on my desk that I have. I got a phone and I got like one of these things that turns this light right here off and on. Right, like does this, right? Does this sort of thing or whatever, and I got these coaster and stuff, and I think all of these things are smarter than Bryce Harper. I do. I think this guy is just the dumbest piece of shit that's ever walked on the planet. I mean, this guy. I mean, do you think he just got dropped on his head, or do you just think he really is this stupid? I mean. Do you think he's this much of a self-serving, ignorant piece of dog shit? I mean, how stupid is this fucking guy? I'm going to guess if we asked him to count to 10 on this show, he couldn't make it. He couldn't freaking make it. I mean, this guy is so fortunate. I mean, there are some people that are blessed, and I understand they're gifted and all that stuff. This guy is so freaking lucky that he's able to hit a baseball with a baseball bat and has been given God-given talent to run and throw and to do those things. Because if not, this guy would be, he'd be just freaking lost. I mean, how stupid is he? I mean, I think the A's should be in Oakland. Well, it's your fault they're not. It's your fault they're not. It's like, what are you talking about, man? You make more money than their entire freaking roster.
Right.
They can't afford to pay players. That's why they have to leave. They can't afford to build their own stadium in Oakland. They can't afford to do any of that stuff because they can't afford players to be competitive on a regular basis. It's like, you're a moron. You're about as dumb as it gets, man. You are the problem. You're complaining about something that you are the problem, man. It's like, you're a dick. I mean, it's a clown question, dumb. I mean, what the hell, man? Clown statement. Jackass. I don't even know what to say here, except for, well, I just had a lot to say.
Yeah. I think you don't know what else you could say that's new, but yeah.
I mean, we don't talk about this. We don't talk about this stuff like this before the show. I always try and save it. For the show, we don't talk about it.
Brings it on us, definitely.
Yeah,
we definitely don't get any pre-warning.
So Bryce Harper comes out and says, "I think the A's should stay in Oakland and they belong there." Well, how about if you pay for their freaking salary and take zero this year, you piece of shit? How about that?
Exactly.
I mean, how about you pay for them to stay there? Because you can afford it more than everybody else, man. You want it so bad, you think that you're so freaking knowledgeable and know so much more about the economics of the game that you've destroyed. Personally. Dick. I mean, really, man. How stupid is he? I mean, I'm telling you, This coaster is smarter than Bryce Harper. This coaster right here. This or Bryce Harper. I'll take the coaster.
I'll take the coaster.
It's like you never see him on Celebrity Jeopardy, right?
No.
It's like, Jesus Christ, man. It's like, my God.
You failed to answer the question.
I honestly think that, and it's like, I know, like, I have friends of mine, they never even graduated high school, that are really smart. And I get it, man. But it's like, here's the case for saying that these guys should be, you know, that the Phillies, like whoever, as part of that big contract, that you need to go back and complete your college degree, you know, or something. Because, I mean, you make a statement like this, how could they even, like, say, like, you know, they act like it's like a story, like that Bryce Harper thinks this, you know? It's like, what the hell are you talking about, man? It's like, you're a dick. It's like, you're a moron. It's like, you think he intentionally tries to sound like a jackass? I mean, am I the only one that caught it this way? I mean, am I alone? I must be, man. I'm pretty sure I am. I don't know.
I saw the interview yesterday. I was left scratching my head too. Like, oh, this team is drowning, you know, and you want them to stay in that situation. I get it. You want history. You want some sort of tradition, but things change. You know, the money isn't the same as what it was in.
Yeah, well, let me tell you also, the way that it used to work is traditionally players would start with one team their career and they'd finish with the same team. Yeah. They don't go chasing the dollar, you know?
Yeah.
So you want tradition? Then why aren't you still in Washington, jackass?
Yeah.
Jockstrap.
You didn't answer the question in the form. You didn't answer in the form of a clown question, bro.
It is a clown answer, bro. Jerk. I mean, I just don't even understand it. It's like, how is he qualified? This is like when you get, like, you know, an actor talking at the Academy Awards about world politics. You know, it's like, there's a reason you're not the head of China. It's like, you know, it's like, I understand you played a stormtrooper in the third Star Wars. You know, it's like, doesn't make you qualified to be a Supreme Court justice. It's like, oh my God, man. Why even acknowledge this guy? All right, good. John Morant suspended 25 games. Wow, that's whoa, coming down on him. There's 82 games in the season, right? I mean, Zion Williamson misses more than that in a month. You know, it's like,
yeah, I thought I thought it was going to be at least a half season.
25 games. No, not 25 games.
No, 25 games. Oh, no.
Man. We're on fire. We're on fire. Rod Zawacki thinks Nathan Eovaldi's a better player than All-Star Game starter Shohei Ohtani. It's like,
hey, it was a good picture.
It's okay, Rod.
Oh, he is. How many championships?
He is.
How many championships does Ohtani got?
How many what?
How many championships does Ohtani got? The big goose egg?
Well, he won the World Baseball Classic, so he's got one for that. And who knows how many he's got in Japan before that? Probably a ton.
So far, zero World Series wins.
Oh, World Series wins? None.
No, so far. Still early.
How many Stanley Cups does Connor McDavid have?
He's still sporting that goose egg.
Just checking to see if he gained one in the last week or so.
No, he definitely did not. His buddy Eichel, who was drafted second in his draft class, has a Stanley Cup now, though.
Eichel was second? I thought he was first.
Wasn't he second in that same?
I don't think so. I think Eichel was first. I don't know anything about NHL, but I do believe Eichel was drafted first.
I thought he was drafted number 2. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't. I mean, you would know
I thought he
before
was
me.
number 2 in that same year.
Nice. Jack Eichel.
He went second.
Second. Oh, there you go. He wasn't sure he'd ever win a Stanley Cup at 26 years old. It's like,
Well,
another one.
He was second.
Another genius. This guy went to the same college as me. It's like, here's a genius.
He was definitely thinking he was stuck in Buffalo for a while and going,
But it's like, I mean, you're 26 years old. You've got probably 8 years left at minimum in your NHL career. You know, maybe more if you're Jack Eichel. I never win a Stanley Cup. It's like, it's not like you're 34 years old or something.
Right? You're not in. Like they've asked him this. Are you worry that because you're on the Oilers, you're never going to win a Stanley Cup?
It's like Paul Coffey. Paul Coffey when he's drafted. I don't know if I'll ever win a Stanley Cup.
That was a great draft year. We drafted Paul Coffey, Yari Curry, and Andy Moog, all of that same draft year, and they were definitely nowhere near the first round picks. That's for sure. I think Yari Curry was picked 1,571st or something crazy. It was like they weren't even anywhere near the top of the board when they got picked.
All right. Wow. Bryce Harper, man.
Right.
Just imagine Bryce Harper referencing this exact morning show in his post-game interview. What had you fired up to hit that home run today? Oh, watch that Pick Dog's morning show. I got called dumber than a coaster.
I'd take the coaster.
Yeah, I know you would. Don't know if we'd pay hundreds of millions of dollars for it.
Save the money.
Yeah, there you go.
So, anyways, back to that Rangers-Angels game. I had of course I had the Angels there, but anyone catch that strike zone? It was like 6 inches plus outside strike zone, and then the more the Rangers complained, the larger it got. finally, it was basically like, you know, what used to be a pitch out was being called a strike.
I don't remember which. I think it was Wednesday. The umpire was really bad in the Jays game too. I remember seeing that the strike zone was really, really bad. I don't know. They're talking about, someone was saying, oh, they should give alternate reality glasses to the umpires with an automated strike zone or something. Like, come on, we're already doing this automated strike zone stuff in the minors. I don't know. We don't need to add that.
God, Bryce Harper's stupid. What an idiot. All right, let's get to our idiotic picks. All right, we got daytime baseball on a Friday. Can only happen at Wrigley. It's the Cubs and the Orioles. Chris, what do you think?
I'm going to go back to the Orioles here. I like the way they're playing right now. The Cubs, they got the sweep over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Maybe that's a nice launching point for them. But we're getting a better price with the Baltimore team, 21-12 straight up on the road, 26-7 on the run line. Against Kyle Hendricks, pitch who probably has pitched better at home over the course of his career, but at this price, I can't pass up on the Orioles. Give me Baltimore here.
Rod?
And for me, I like the over in the first 5. I think both pitchers give up some runs here early. Cole Irvin definitely has given up some runs as he's been pitching. You see, on the road, he has not been the greatest. 0-1 with a 12.46 ERA on the road. So he's definitely going to give some, and we know what Hendricks can give up as well. So I like the over in the first 5. I think runs come real early in this one. Over first 5, over full game. I would lean to the Orioles to win this as well.
Let me tell
Cubs
you guys.
used up all the runs on the weekend.
Well, let me tell you a little story. Yesterday, I had the Orioles on the run line against, I don't remember who they were freaking playing, to be honest.
It's wrong.
Blue Jays.
Blue Jays and Kikuchi.
Yep, that's right. Rod picked the Blue Jays on that one. And then I think I was against you guys in every single pick yesterday. Anyways. I got the Orioles, but I got them on the run line. I mean, there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th, and they're up 3-2. Solo home run. Yep. I was in the pool. I could see it through the sliding glass door. Solo home run. My wife's like, "Did you get a run or something?" I'm like, and then,
And then Hayes crushed a home run for the home run prop. So I can't complain that he crushed a home run. So I was like, look at this. Why do I have a feeling that Hayes is going to hit a home run right now? There it goes.
Anyways, I have my sentimental value. I'm sticking on the Orioles again. I think what you have here, in this game, and while the Cubs have been decent at home, and they've certainly been charging hard, and they're returning home from a road trip, all those kind of good things going for them here, and Cole Irvin, of course, pitching for the Orioles. But at the end of the day, man, 21-12 on the road, 43-25 overall, versus 31-37. Let's keep it simple, stupid. I will take the Orioles. Pick number 2, go to our nation's capital. At least our nation's, not your nation's, but our nation's. It's going to be the Washington Nationals up against the Miami Marlins. Trevor Williams on the bump against Sandy. Rod?
Yeah, look at this one. Sandy Alcantara getting the start here for the Marlins. And you look at Marlins with a little bit of a rest advantage here with Washington playing late last night, having to play into the extra innings. Got the win against Houston in that one. And then having to come home here and facing the Marlins. I'm going to go with the Marlins here. I know it's something's got to give here. You look at the Marlins, 0-7 in the last 7 of Alcantara's game 1 starts. But Washington on the other side, you look 0-6 in their last 6 when their opponent allows 2 runs or less, so something's going to give there. But Marlins 20-6 in the last 26 meetings versus Washington. I'm going to go with the Marlins here to get the win over Washington. Tired Washington team after having to play the extra innings and then fly back home. Yeah, give me the Marlins here.
I'm taking the Nationals in this one. Sandy's been terrible this season. No way I'd lay these kind of odds with him on the road. I don't care if Trevor Williams is pitching or not. Nationals are not nearly as bad a team. We're at the point of the season where the rubber meets the road, and it's like, these kind of middle-of-the-rung teams like this are, they're going to be tough outs at home, just the way that it is. And the Marlins have been on the road now for a while, and it's like they're, I know that, they have a day off or whatever, but still, you're coming all the way from Seattle now to East Coast of Washington. It's like, man, it's called going through the laundry machine, man. I'm going to take the Nationals. I just think they're fresher, and I don't like the way Sandy's pitched. He has one good outing so far this season. It was last game. And that's it. Anyways, Ruffalo, tell us what you think.
My man crush on Sandy Alcantara, and it's not going to stop here. I am going to go with the Marlins. He owned the Washington Nationals last year. 4-0 with a .90 ERA against him last year. And this Marlins team arguably better than last year's team. So I'm going to go with the Marlins in this one on the money line.
Game number 3, we got the Red Sox hosting the Yankees. Oh, we got a real pitching duel here. Tanner Houck up against Domingo Herman. Rod, this is your first 5 over right here, man. This is these guys stunk. Houck sucks, and Domingo Herman is hideous. So do you want to go stink or hideous? I think you just go with the over first 5, the over game, and I don't know. I'd say the over of snow cones consumed before the 7th inning because you got a lot of time to work with in there. I'm going to take the over in the Red Sox-Yankees game. I think that this is the type of game where you just hope that, hope it doesn't rain. Destroy your total. Chris, what do you think?
What's your over set at for the snow cones?
Me? If it's me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, my eyes are like just running like dog from my mango popsicle binge that I went on. I've switched to mango bread. I started making mango bread. It's beautiful.
Well, yeah, I'm going to go with the over as well here. Lean towards the Red Sox, but I think the over the better play. Yeah, like you said, the starting pitching matchup definitely hideous. I think Fenway just going to produce a ton of runs in this one. So, yeah, give me the over 9.5. Maybe go an extended line, maybe 11.5 or 12.5 here.
I'll take the Yankees here in this one. You look at Domingo Herman. He hasn't been bad his last couple starts. 2-0 with a 2.84 ERA over his last 3 starts. Better on the road, 2-0 on the road this season. We just seen this matchup. It ended up 3-1 win for the Yankees. I think the Yankees get the win again here. 6 days ago, we seen this exact same matchup. And it finished 3-1. It was in New York, though, so now we're in Boston. Just switching up the venue. I'm going to go with the Yankees to get the win.
Mets against the Cardinals. Tyler McGill serving for the Mets, and Miles Mikolas, who, let's just say the Cardinals are 27-42. Chris, what do you got?
I think they'll be 28-42 after taking. I'm going to go with the Cardinals here. The Mets salvaged a split against the Yankees in the Subway Series, but I just don't want any part of the Mets right now. The Cardinals, yeah, they're the worst team in the NL Central, but got guys like
They're not
Goldschmidt
just the worst team in the NL Central. They're the 3rd worst team in baseball. So don't cut them short. Don't give them any credit here at all. They are the 3rd worst team in baseball overall record. They stink.
Fair enough. But you still got these guys. Arenado, Goldschmidt. They said they still believe in the manager. They're not.
Yeah, but do you believe in that? That's the.
I do. I think they've even said they know they have to be better at the plate. They've I think lit a fire under their own asses, and I think they come out here. Tyler McGill, probably the worst starter in the Mets rotation. I think it's a good.
I tell you what, man. If these guys tried to light a fire under their own asses, they probably they'd probably leave the match on 3rd base because they can't get a runner home. These guys stink, man. They are. I mean, they are barely above the Kansas. They're like, well, I guess they're ahead of the Royals and the A's, but they're behind the Nationals, Rockies, Tigers, White Sox, Cubs, Mets. I mean, they are the freaking dogs. They stink. I refuse to let you take them. Rod, what do you got?
I like the over in this. I like the over in this one. Both pitchers are awful. Starting pitchers. McHill's awful. Mikolas is awful. It's like runs come early and often. Bring your glove to the park today in New York. You're gonna see runs early and often. It opened 8.5, it's up to 9. Yeah, with good reason. You're gonna get double-digit runs in this one.
The only thing missing from this Cardinal season is a double-digit losing streak, and I think that they could probably put one together here if they really apply themselves. I mean, they're already, 5 in right now? 5 into this losing streak? Yeah, 5 into the losing streak. They're 14-21 on the road, so, I mean, we know what that means. That's called a 40% win percentage, right? So now you're throwing darts here because a team that hits less than 40%, 391, right? So that's basically 3.9 wins per every 10 games. Makes you a dart thrower if you're trying to grab one of these wins. That ain't going to happen. I hate Tyler McGill. Not as much as I hate Bryce Harper, but I really don't like him at all. And Buck Showalter he deserves to be in the hot seat. He stinks. I mean, we've talked about Buck Showalter on this show at length. I mean, you think we ripped into Bryce Harper today? You should hear the Showalter stuff. We can go back and find it. I'm sure Chris is not ready for that filibuster once again. But let's just say, if a team's ready to fall apart and looking for any kind of excuse, they bring Showalter in, and we've seen it time and time again. I mean, here's a guy that's been fired from every job he has ever had. I mean, me and Buck Showalter are in the same category, right? Both have been fired from every job we've ever had. It's like he's actually one ahead of me. He wasn't fired from his minor league job with the Yankees, and I haven't been fired from my own company this time, even though I was fired from my own company last time. That's not easy to do. They save that for special people. It's like, what are you doing? Got fired from my own company. It's like I thought you owned the company. It's like I did. Chris was there. It's like, yeah, it happened.
Yeah,
It definitely happened.
Yeah, I can attest. I was a witness.
It's like, that's not easy to do.
No. It takes a special kind of talent to be able to do that.
It's like people offer to buy our company, right? And like that, it's always in there. It's like that I'll come work for them for like 2 years or something. It's like it's not gonna happen. It's like that. It's like nothing can be tied. It's like I would try, but nothing can be tied into that. I mean, the odds are zero, right? It's like I've never been able to do it before. So why would I be able to do it now? Like I got fired from my own company. I'm sure I'll get fired from yours.
And then the aftershock afterwards.
It's like, yeah.
Here, I'll give you an extra $500 to do twice the work you do now.
I'm taking the Mets, man. I'm taking the Mets. I just can't do it, man. I can't do it. Anyways, got the who's up? It's got to be Rod. It's Rod.
I think
Braves
we're on,
and Rockies.
Colorado.
Braves and Rockies.
Braves and Rockies.
You're
I'm reading this one. I'm going to take the Braves on the run line. The Rockies team on the road is definitely complete fade. 13-23 on the road this season. Yuck. And Denilson Lamet getting the start. He's got an over 10 ERA. Braves just a better team, playing the better ball right now as well. So I'm going to take the Braves minus a 2.5. I think they beat up on the Rockies here in this one today.
I'm going to go with the
Thunder.
I'm going to go with the Braves here in this one. Anyways, you guys gonna have to take over for a second. So, Chris,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Braves on the run line too. Braves, look at a lot of their recent numbers. Month of June, best in baseball in team OPS against righties. I think second in isolated power. Rockies 26 in that same time span over. Against left-handed pitchers. I don't love Jared Schuster, but even if he gives the Braves 5 innings here, and as long as he doesn't get lit up here, I think the Braves can do more than enough to get a cover on the run line here. I don't know if I'm at the 2.5 yet, but I think I can I think you can get to 1.5 with Schuster. I could maybe see a 7-5 kind of game or an 8-5 kind of game. But either way, I think the Braves on the run line probably the play here. I don't trust Lamet as far as I can throw him.
All right, I'm back. It's Rockies-Braves. You're talking about the Mets.
I said Lamet, Dinelson Lamet.
You said Mets. I heard Mets. Oh, it's me. Rangers against the Blue Jays. Kevin Gausman day. Bryce Harper and Kevin Gausman, same day. Yeah, I'm on the Rangers. This is an automatic. I see Gausman, I take the other team 100% of the time. I don't care who's pitching. I don't care if it's Lamet on the road. I do not care. I see Gausman, I take the other team. And the lower the odds are on Gausman, the better it is, for us. So because normally Gausman's like minus 190 for some reason, but not today. For me, I'm taking the Rangers. Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rangers too. Don't get me wrong. Love my Blue Jays, but Kevin Gausman, despite leading the AL in strikeouts, can be really inconsistent, especially on the road. I think the Texas Rangers, they're playing way too well to ignore a price like this. The Jays haven't seen a whole lot of lefties, so I think seeing Martin Perez here could be a bit of a shock to the bats. And yeah, I like it. I think this game should be priced closer to a coin flip. So getting plus 125 at the Rangers at home sounds good to me.
Right?
And for me, I like the over. I think with both these pitchers going, I think both can get lit up and give up some runs. Guzman's been on the road, and Perez can definitely give up some runs himself. That 1.56 WHIP for over 4 ERA as well. So I like the over here. Both teams can light it up. These offenses bring your glove to the ballpark in Texas today, because definitely gonna need it. Lots of runs here in Texas.
All right. Got the Astros and the Reds. Chris?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Reds here. I didn't love what I saw from the Astros to close out that series against Washington. And Andrew Abbott, he has pitched really well. I like JP France. I think he's going to be a nice piece for the Astros rotation, at least for the rest of the season, as they try to navigate the injuries to the rotation. But he has had issues at home. It's where a couple of his worst starts this season have come, and I think Abbott shutout streak won't keep going, but I think he can still deliver a solid enough outing for the Reds to keep their win streak going here. So give me Cincinnati in the plus money.
Rod?
And for me in this one, I like the under. I like the under 8.5. We see what Abbott's done in his first two starts. So his career 2-0 with a 0 ERA and a 1.1 WHIP. And JP France definitely not bad. He's had some rough outings, but I think he has a solid start here, and runs come at a premium early. They throw it to the bullpens. We know what Houston's bullpen's been like. It's been solid, and the Reds bullpen over the last 10 has been solid as well. So I'm gonna go with the under 8.5 here. I think runs definitely come at a premium.
I'm going to take the Reds in this one. I think this is one that it's just only about value. I think if the odds actually drop a little lower, because they are going down on this one, I liked it more when we were getting a better payout on the Reds, because the only play here is because of value. The Astros are the way better team. I mean, and France and Abbott are very, very similar. But I just thought that there was some pretty good value there on the Reds, because they have been playing well recently. And France may be a little bit vulnerable at times. But right now I'm seeing the odds dropping on it. So I think the value disintegrates with that. So I just keep an eye on it. Anyways. Got the Royals and the Angels. Rod.
Tough game here. You look at this one, and you know what? I'm going to take the Royals. Well, as bad as they have been, tough spot here for the Angels after playing in Texas, having to fly all the way to Kansas City here, and
It's not that far.
just a tough spot.
I mean,
It's not-
it's like an hour or less. I mean,
Yeah, it's still a. I just.
I
I'm
mean,
not
seriously,
a
man.
guy.
It's like driving to the 7-Eleven. It really is not a far trip.
I'm going to take the Royals here. I think they at home here. Sandoval has not been good. Not been good at all. Royals have not been good either, but this is a good spot that they get a win. They don't lose them all this season. They've won 18.
You didn't go to the Bryce Harper School of Geography, did you?
The Bryce School of Geography? No.
I'm just checking. The Bryce
I think it's
Harper
more than an
School of
hour.
Geography.
Is it just an hour flight? I think it's a little longer
It's
than
not, I don't think so. I don't think it's far at all. Missouri from Texas. I don't think it's far at all.
It's
Speaking
a
of
long
7-Eleven, I could go for a taquito right now.
What are you saying? What's the distance, Rod?
I said it's a lot. Well, it's a lot longer than an hour. By the time you put your bag in there and you check,
They're flying private, man. They're flying private.
Well, you still gotta put your. They're not lugging them up on the plane with their bags. They still have to drop the bags, and the guy has to put the bag onto the plane.
That you don't have to. If it's an hour and 30 minutes. If you're flying private or charter like that, you don't deal with any of that stuff. The way that it works, I'm telling you, the way that it works is everything's loaded up for you. They pull the bus right up to the plane or the car, right up to the plane. It's not like you go through the airport, got to go through all that. You pull the car right up to the plane. They get off the bus, walk onto the plane. It's literally this. This is what they do.
And then you see the guy.
They do this exact thing right here. This is what
and the guy that's pulling the stuff from underneath the bus, and he's hawking it to the guy in the cart for the plane, and they have to. What's longer? What's going to take longer?
It's like it's a really tough. So playing against the Royals, who've lost 9 games in a row, this is a really tough spot for the Angels.
It is.
He just won 3 of 4 in Texas. It's like, I mean, you want to take the Royals for some reason, you're going to have to just give us a better explanation than these. That's all I'm saying. It's like,
I thought this was the snap. Can you imagine they're on a private charter and you just see Shohei Ohtani walking up the stairs and you hear the snap of the plastic glove. And you guys like, we got to do a check before you get on the plane.
Exactly.
Is it you here or is it me?
it's me, right?
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Angels. I mean, it's no brainer here. You got the Angels. The Angels are playing some of their best baseball that they have in years. They're up against the Royals, who are playing some of their worst baseball in years. Good team versus bad team. If you take the Royals, okay, it's exactly like we've been talking about on the show. It's basically like you got 2 aces in your hand. One is burned, and you need that third ace on the river. That's where you're at. You got a 2%er. I mean,
It's at least 10%. They're 1 in 10, so they're at least 10%. It's a little higher than a 2%er. Smidge higher than 2%.
You've seen Brady Singer pitch, haven't you?
I have, yeah. You've seen Patrick Sandoval pitch.
Yeah, I've seen Sandoval pitch.
Yeah. The team's 0-5 in his last 5 starts. So.
Don't tell me about Sandoval.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Singer's sporting that 6.58.
What's Sandoval at, an 8 over his last 3? Let's just say that the starting pitcher in this game will not equate to getting a win or a loss in this one.
As bad as Sandoval's been, he still has at a 4.52 for the season. I like the Mike Trout and Ohtani over 1.5 bases each. I like the Ohtani over 8 bases. I mean, he's got his home run swing going. You see the one last night?
Yeah. It was like 443 or
And
something
he had
like
two
that.
the night before, or 2 nights ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good, even though Rod would rather have Nathan Eovaldi than him.
Jeez. Break it up, you two. Break it up.
One game. One game.
I don't want to be in the middle of this.
We're not. We're just having.
Yeah, I
we're close.
I know. Yeah, I'm gonna split the difference here. I'm gonna take the over. I agree with Rod. I don't think either of these pitchers are gonna factor into the decision here. But Brady Singer, a 6+ ERA, regardless home or away. I think his ERA is 7 on the road, but still an ERA over 6 at home. And Patrick Sandoval, 11 runs allowed his last 2 starts. I do lean towards the Angels for the side, but I think the better player is the total. I like the over.
Bryce Harper is a dick, man. He is. He's a dick. It's like, I mean, seriously, can opener or Bryce Harper? Who has the better? Who has the higher IQ?
Get more versatility with the can opener.
Can opener, man. Can opener. I air fried some chickpeas. They also have a higher IQ than Bryce Harper.
I was waiting to see where that was going.
Yeah.
Air fried chickpeas? Was it good?
Yeah, they're wonderful. It's a wonderful snack, Rod.
It's a great snack, yeah.
It's nutritional and low calorie and low fat.
Low calorie.
It hits all the things.
It does. It's my new thing. It's better than chips. I just you put them in the air fryer and you season them up good. And, oh man,
I don't even season them. I just drop them right on the tray. That's it.
Oh, you just right in plain.
Yeah,
I like them. I season mine up. I like mine with a little bit of spice.
What do you put on? Like a big glob of mayo?
No mayo. So much for the healthy snack.
Rufalo's like, this would be really good with butter.
Like popcorn.
To be really good with a lot of butter on it.
Go to the movie theater.
Mango chipotle spice. You toss the mango chipotle spice on and then air fry.
So what is this? Where do you get this?
You buy it at the store. Like I put mine into a bowl first before I put it in the air fryer, and then you shake the bowl and you sprinkle the spice on top.
No, you got to do tahini. Tahini on the.
That's when you're making your homemade. When you're making the homemade hummus, you got to have the tahini to go in there.
No, I'm saying just to put them on top of the roasted chickpeas.
Not when they come out, just drizzle them in the tahini. Yeah, that'll be good.
All right, where are we? Talking about Patrick Sandoval. Got all sidetracked. Oh, man, we got so many games left to go. We're at 43 minutes. Twins versus Tigers.
See what happens when you start talking about chickpeas and Bryce Harper. Who is it? Is it you or is it me?
So here's the mango bread that I made. See that? It called for a quarter of a cup of coconut chips. Yeah, right. A quarter of a cup plus a handful.
Plus an extra.
Yeah. Then also a quarter cup of walnuts. Does that look like a quarter cup of walnuts to anybody?
Definitely. The eyeballed quarter of a cup.
Got some nice chunks of mango going on in there.
Oh, that looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, come on down. I'm making loaves and loaves. We got buckets of mangoes over here. Tried to give them away to the neighbors. They're like, hey, do you like mangoes? How many do you need? Then you got the people that don't like harvest their mangoes and stuff's just falling all over the place. Here's from this morning.
Holy
mango.
This is nothing compared to what we got.
Holy mango.
And the thing is, I'm so freaking allergic to this. And then all my shirts have like orange stripes all over it. It's like, why are my eyes itching and the whole rest of my body itching and I'm sneezing and everything else? Oh, that's right. I ate 6 mango popsicles yesterday and some mango bread. I'll do it.
The sacrifices we make.
Twins, Tigers. Who's up? Me?
Yeah.
Who's pitching for the Tigers? Did we finally decide here?
No, I've been looking. I think it's a bullpen game, and then Joey Wentz is going to be the long relief.
I thought that's tomorrow is Joey Wentz.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Twins in this one. Generally, I would go with the Tigers, but since I don't know who's pitching and I know Joe Ryan's been pretty good, I don't put as much into starting pitching as a lot of these other guys. I just don't. Chris, what do you like?
Yeah, I like the Twins on the run line as well. Joe Ryan, absolutely owned the Tigers last season. They won all 4 of his starts by a combined score 24-5. And I think Joe Ryan is another solid outing here. I think he's the ace of this Twins rotation. I think he has another solid outing here. So give me the Twins on the run line.
Yeah, I agree. Give me the Twins on the run line here as well. Better starting pitcher, better bullpen, better defensively all around. I know Detroit got the game 1 win yesterday, but also like the over. So I'm going to take the Twins and the over. Same game parlay.
Got the Brewers and the Pirates. Chris.
I'm going to take the Brewers here. I just don't want anything to do with Rich Hill. He was a 5-inning guy at best. Now he's really starting to falter again. And, Julio Teheran, he's not the ace-level pitcher that we saw once, back in Atlanta, but he's still pitching pretty well. Sub-2 ERA up to this point. And
he's actually been better than the pitcher that he was in Atlanta.
Yeah, fair enough.
If you're going to give Nathan Eovaldi credit for what he's done this season, then you got to give this guy credit for what he's done too, because we know Eovaldi's a shit stain. In the grand scheme of things.
It's a fair point. But yeah, no, 1.48 ERA for Teheran this season. He is pitching really well, so I'll take the Brewers here. One of these teams got to snap their losing streak, and I think it's Milwaukee here. So give me the Brewers.
Got to go.
Yeah, I agree. Giving the Brewers here as well. Better starting pitcher with Julio Teheran going there. And Rich Hill's definitely been Mr. Inconsistent this season. And the Pirates, after facing the Cubs, they got rocked in Chicago. That bullpen's going to be struggling here in this one if Rich Hill doesn't go deep for them. That's for sure. So give me the Brewers here in this one.
I'm going to go with the Brewers with you guys. The Brewers are this is one of those series where the Brewers have this incredible record over the Pirates over time. This is 80%er they hit on them. It's one of those things where they'll win 15 in a row on the Pirates. Got the Padres and the Rays. This is a feature game, Rod. Yu Darvish against Shane McClanahan. This is
go
ahead.
We've seen the Padres. They held Yu Darvish back here for this spot to even give them maybe a little inkling of a chance to beat the Rays here, but I doubt it. The way Shane McClanahan has been pitching this season, no chance I'm gonna go against him here. He's been pitching lights out this season. Definitely in talk of the Cy Young for this guy here. So I'm going to take the Rays here against the Padres. I know the Padres have been playing a little better, but the Rays are the better team here by far. And getting a coin flip price, I'll take the Rays here.
I'm gonna go with the Rays also. I think that these teams are about as exact opposite as you can get, and I don't mean like top of the standings, bottom of the standings. I mean like just opposite. The Padres are like loaded with superstars, big price, big name talent. And the Rays just even keeled across. I know Wander Franco, right? They hit a home run with this guy and Rosarena. They have some other guys that are good, but they don't have like the $40 million players like the Padres do, where they're super top heavy and then have no pitchers whatsoever. It's kind of very even keeled across. They don't beat themselves. Last time I said that, they committed 3 errors and lost to the Rangers. But I'm going to take the Rays in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under here. Lean towards the Rays with you guys, but I think it's going to be a bit of a pitcher's duel. Obviously Shane McClanahan, we talk about an ERA of 2.18 for McClanahan in the season, pitching really well. But you, Darvish, sub-3 ERA at home in a pitcher-friendly park at Petco. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's one the Rays win, but I still like the under here.
Thanks for your input, Chris. We appreciate that.
Anytime. That's what I'm here for.
Diamondbacks against the Guardians. This is a tough one for me because these are two of my guys. Zach Gallen against Tristan McKenzie. McKenzie's been lights out, man, since returning from the injured list. He looked terrible in his rehab starts. Came out of his rehab through 10 strikeouts and a hit in his first game back. This is our guy, right? These are two sub-3 ERA guys. These are two guys that are like, two of the more underrated pitchers in the game. I like them both. I'll just take the under here, and I hope it does go under. I don't have a play on the game, on the side in the game or anything like that. Not gonna have one, and I'm gonna bet the under, and I'm gonna hope that it goes under because I like both these guys so much. I hope they battle it out into the 9th inning with a no-hitter each. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah.
What are you going to say to bad vibe the whole situation?
Nothing. I like the under, too. I like the under 8. I think it's first to 3 wins this game. I'm with you. I think it's a pitcher's duel. McKenzie, yeah, he did have a bad start last time, but we know what this guy's capable of. He's capable of throwing 7 shutout innings whenever he takes them out. And Zach Gallen.
Chris is like muting it, and he's talking over to his fiance. Don't bring the Bryce Harper bobblehead over right now. It's not a good time.
It's like you're here. It's like you're here and you have cameras set up.
It's like, no. Freaking hate Harper, man. It's like he always just when you're starting to saying, you know what? All right, the Phillies are playing better baseball. He's back in the lineup and they've improved, right? And you're almost ready to kind of give him a drop of anything. He comes out with he opens his mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since the bandana in bat drop when he won the home run derby when nobody else entered it that year. It's like it was who entered it. It's some slap hit leadoff hitters. It was nobody enters the home run contest. It's in Washington. He wins in an overtime or something. And he acts like he's done something.
Here, hold on. Forgot about
who was in that home run derby.
I'm looking right now. Yeah. So it was Jesus Aguilar, Rhys Hoskins,
the pitcher,
Alex
Jesus Aguilar.
Might have been Alex Bregman, Kyle Schwarber, Max Muncy, Javier Baez, Bryce Harper, and Freddie Freeman.
So a shortstop, a pitcher.
A guy with a 195 batting average in Muncie.
I mean, those are reasonable ball players, but they're not like Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton.
Right.
You had Aguilar, Schwarber, and Muncie, all guys that I am willing.
I think
to
Schwarber
bet.
almost won that one, right?
He did. He
almost did.
He almost won it.
Yeah. But I bet you anything going into that home run derby, they were all hitting 210 or worse.
Bryce Harper doesn't want the A's to leave Oakland. I don't like you. How about this? Shut up. I don't like you. We liked you way more when you shut up. Clown. A's, who are leaving Oakland, much to the chagrin of Bryce Harper. I'm not playing on the A's if they're in my hometown of Las Vegas. Who asked you?
I was going to say.
A's versus Phillies. Taijuan Walker's pitching. Who's up?
Taijuan Walker's pitching, so definitely I'm going to go with JP Sears here in the Oakland A's. Give me the run and a half here. Phillies, sure, they've been playing pretty good, but hey, don't look at Oakland's 7-3 in their last 10. So I'm going to take the Oakland Athletics plus the run and a half here against the Phillies. I think they can keep it close. They don't know.
Phillies would definitely be a clown pick, bro. I'm going to take the A's in this one. Bryce Harper, get him some chalk in a chalkboard, practice his ABCs in the dugout. I don't even understand it. It's like, why would ESPN even publish the story? Who cares what he thinks?
Oh, you're going to sweep it. I'm going to go with the A's as well. Yeah, I think JP Sears is always going to be this A's team's best shot at a win on the mound. And I think he pitches well enough to keep him in this game and potentially steal late. Taijuan Walker at ERA up over 6 on the road this season. I think closer to 7. So, yeah, give me the Oakland A's in this one.
Got the Dodgers and the Giants. It is.
It's a bullpen game for the Dodgers.
Bullpen game for the Dodgers. Bullpen game for the Giants.
Yeah.
Dodgers won yesterday. They haven't won back-to-back games in 125 years, it seems like. I'm going to take the Giants in this one. The Dodgers, what are they in back-to-back games? Like, after a win. I mean, terrible, right?
0-5 in the last 5 following the straight-up win.
Yeah, I'll take the. I think they make it 0-6. I'm going to take the Giants. Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Giants as well. Look at the month of June so far. The Giants, one of the better bullpens in baseball, actually the best bullpen ERA in baseball, 2.05. While the Dodgers down in 26, 5.84. So battle 2 bullpens. We're getting plus money with the Giants here. I'm going to take it all day. Give me San Francisco.
Yeah, I agree. Make it a clean sweep. Take the Giants here. Giants 4-0 in Brevia's last 4 starts after allowing 5 runs or more in the previous game. Giants were winners of 4 straight. And as I said, Dodgers 0-5 in the last 5 following a straight-up win. So, Giants it is.
Last but not least, Mariners versus the White Sox. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Brian Wu.
No.
Yeah. Woohoo!
Brian Woohoo. As soon as I said knock knock, you're like, who's there? And you said Brian Woo. I knew I was in trouble because I knew exactly.
Oh, man. I can't even keep it together to finish the joke. But anyways. Mariners, White Sox, Chris.
Yeah, well, woohoo! We get to fade Brian Woo. I'm gonna go with the White Sox here. Coming off those, they did fall short against the Dodgers on Thursday, but Brian Wu, just not a pitcher I'm looking back at. Michael Kopech has pitched a lot better than the guy that really struggled through his first few starts of the season. I just think the value here is on the White Sox, so I'm going to take Chicago in this one.
Rod?
I'm going to take the under first 5 here in this one. Kopech's definitely gotten better, and I think Wu, you've seen his first start. He's definitely improved from his first start, and I think he just keeps getting better as it starts progressing. He gets more and more starts. So I'm gonna take the under first 5. I think both pitchers come in. We got a nice pitchers duel in the first 5. Take the under.
All right. I'm going to take the White Sox, too. I think Kopech is finally starting to deliver on that promise, that he had all those years. There's just some guys, it just takes him a little longer. We saw Tristan McKenzie, same thing. He wasn't gangbusters right out of the gate, even though he was seen as, this superstar coming out. And I think we see a lot of guys like that. Sometimes it goes the other way. Like Alek Manoah was lights out his first, couple outings when he joined the Blue Jays. Now he's become just a guy that takes up a lot of room on the bench. All right. After the Manoah jab, one more Connor McDavid joke, 0 Cubs. We got the NBA draft coming up. Who do you think gets picked first, Chris?
I think the obvious choice would be Wembanyama, but I put a couple bucks on Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson to each go first, just in case. Just in case something goes crazy.
All right. Rod, who's your parlay?
We're going to go with the Yankees on the money line, Brewers on the money line, Giants on the money line. Parlay those 3 up.
Chris?
I'm going to go Reds, money line, Rangers, money line, and Giants, money line.
I'm going to go Diamondbacks, Yankees, and Angels. D-backs, Yankees, Angels. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Make it a winning day. Appreciate each and every one of you. Ran 2 minutes and 48 seconds over. Most of that time was spent bashing our new... We should get the Harper with the line through it, or just the dunce cap. What an idiot. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Make it a winning day. I'll see you guys on Monday. Chris Ruffalo hosting the live show tomorrow. New weekend host, Chris Ruffalo, Jay Break.